When members of Congress start begging the FBI not to become the president's political police, you know something's gone off the rails. In this tense exchange, Congressman Joe Morelli delivers a quiet but powerful warning that under Trump, even the FBI's mission to protect Americans is being warped by politics and budget cuts designed to weaken accountability.
Mr. Morelli?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the meeting, and thank you, Director Patel, for being here. I want to just preface this. I feel important to say that I think while the history of the FBI has not been a perfect one, the goal of the agency has always been focused, as it should be, on keeping Americans safe, the safety of American citizens. And I think I am concerned about, and I think millions of Americans as well are concerned about any suggestions that there will be a political agenda or adherence to the president's agenda as opposed to the safety of American citizens. And I appreciate everything you've said this afternoon, and I'm grateful for it. I know I've been in the business of politics for a long time. The only thing I ever care about, whether it's the military or law enforcement, that it's professional and it's nonpartisan, and that we uphold the rule of law and the Constitution of the United States. And I'm just very, very concerned about some of the things I hear from the Oval Office, not from your office necessarily, but from the Oval Office, and hope that the president recognizes that the FBI serves the American people, and it serves the rule of law, and the Constitution does not serve the president or any political agenda. And I just want to feel honor-bound to say that as a preference. So I appreciate you being here. First of all, do you believe it's your duty to uphold the Constitution of the United States?
Mine and everybody at the FBI.
I appreciate that, sir. I want to go back, and I appreciate what everyone said. You know, the skinny budget, as we're calling it, is frustrating for appropriators because it's really hard to tell from the literally 10 lines and 100 words about the FBI what is envisioned here, and it calls for a cut of, as we've talked about, $545 million. I gather, as I'm piecing this together, I think roughly speaking, the proposed budget is about $10.7 billion. The president has asked for about 10.2, rough numbers. You're suggesting 11.2, which would be about a $500 million increase. And I think I share, as my colleagues do, some interest in, first of all, recognizing what that increase would be and how it would accrue to the benefit of the American people. Can you just quickly, and I have a couple of different questions I'd ask you, just tell me where you would focus that increase on, because I'm concerned about the proposed cut, and we have virtually nothing to go on here.
Yeah, very quickly, just in the last 3 years, the FBI has, through budget cuts and CRs, left vacant 1,000 permissions approximately every year. So right now, while everybody thinks the FBI has 38,000 employees, we do on the books, we don't have 38,000 humans. So year over year, those cuts have led to book attrition. And in order to get some of those back and some of those vacant slots back, we need to actually fund them. And the rest of the funding would go to preventing the removal of an additional amount of agents.
Well, look, I'm sure you share our frustration. You probably didn't like the proposed budget any more than I think many of us did. So we would encourage you, as you're speaking to the president, to encourage him both to speed up the process and also to consider some of your recommendations. Earlier this week, there were reports by the Attorney General's plans to dissolve the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force by September 30th of this year. I find this deeply troubling. The task force's recent success in my district, just last week, we removed over 200 grams of fentanyl from the streets of Rochester, New York, where I'm privileged to represent. I did send earlier today a letter to the Attorney General, which I would ask unanimous consent to enter my letter into the record, but expressing my concern over the decision and reminding the Attorney General that funds appropriated by Congress for fiscal year 25 are required to be spent, and the legality of the decision aside, the FBI is an important member of that task force. I wonder if you could just share with me the importance of the work to national security and to the public, and how, if you've been consulted, and what your views are on the efforts to decommission it.
I believe are you referring to OCDEF, sir?
I'm sorry?
Are you referring to OCDEF?
Yes, that's correct.
My understanding, and I'm not going to speak for the Attorney General on how the department views it, is that the cut is only to one singular office, not to the OCDEF program writ large, which the FBI has a large authority over. And so I have not been informed yet, and again, I'm not speaking for the AG, that the OCDEF program itself would be shuttered in any way.
Okay, we're getting it from news reports because we're not getting it from the department. It said a DOJ budget analyst at OCDEF, I think that's how you say it, would be zeroed out in the budget. And also, and I just note parenthetically that it brought in $2 billion in proceeds. It cost $500 million to run the program. So that's honestly.
Good ROI.
Yeah, this is good ROI. So I'd love to come back to you if I could, or have further conversations with your office about it, because I would like to see it continue. I think it does amazing work and is well worth the investment that we make. So again, thank you for being here, sir.
No problem, sir.
Mr. Alford?
In the hearing, Rep. Joe Morelli strikes a rare tone, respectful, restrained, but deeply alarmed. He opens by reminding everyone that while the FBI's history isn't spotless, its mission has always been clear: to protect the safety of the American people. But now, with Trump's allies steering the ship, he fears that mission is being hijacked. Morelli doesn't attack Patel directly. Instead, he issues a moral appeal. The FBI doesn't serve the president. It serves the Constitution. That's not a partisan statement. That's a foundational truth. And yet, in Trump's Washington, it suddenly needs to be said out loud. Then he zeroes in on the numbers, a proposed $545 million budget cut to the FBI. Cuts that Patel himself admits would leave 1,000 positions vacant every year, crippling the agency's capacity to investigate crime and protect communities. Morelli's frustration is clear. The so-called skinny budget from the Trump White House isn't about fiscal discipline. It's about control, about starving institutions that refuse to play politics. And it doesn't stop there. He calls out reports that the Justice Department plans to dissolve the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force, the very unit that just helped remove 200 grams of fentanyl from his district in New York. Think about that. While communities fight to keep deadly drugs off the streets, Trump's DOJ is trying to dismantle one of the most effective interagency teams in the country. And for what? Morelli points out the absurdity. The task force brought in $2 billion while costing only $500 million to run. That's not waste, that's results. But under Trump's leadership, results don't matter if they don't serve the narrative. Through it all, Patel sidesteps, claiming he hasn't been informed, can't speak for the Attorney General, and isn't sure what the White House intends. Classic bureaucratic distance. But everyone in that room knows what's really happening: a systematic hollowing out of the FBI's independence. Morelli's warning is subtle, but it cuts deep. This isn't just a budget fight. It's a fight for the soul of law enforcement itself. When defending democracy becomes controversial, it's a sign the system is in danger. Morelli's words remind us that loyalty to the Constitution isn't optional. It's the bare minimum. If you believe in protecting truth over politics, make sure this message spreads. Subscribe, hit like, turn on notifications, and drop a comment with your take. Do you think Trump's team is trying to politicize law enforcement? Let's talk about it.